For more on the World Blood Donor Day, let's bring in the founder, Jella Development Initiative, Angela Ochubaye, who joins us live from our Abuja studio. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. Well, it's another World Blood Donor Day in a pandemic. In what ways would you say the COVID-19 has impacted the drive to get enough blood to save lives? If you can hear me, Ma'am Ochubaye, I am asking how you think the COVID-19 pandemic...
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, I am asking in what ways you think the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted the drive to get enough blood to actually save lives.
Well, definitely. I mean, the COVID-19 has affected every aspect of our lives in Nigeria, every aspect really. And so I would say that, for example, organizations that are putting together blood drives are even finding it very difficult for people to come on board to donate blood. And most times their reasons is always that, oh, you know, according to the guidelines that have been given, that we shouldn't go to places that are crowded, which often isn't the case in a blood drive because people tend to, you know, trickle in. And even if it was crowded, with the guidelines put in place to ensure that people are wearing their masks, you know, sanitizers and all of that, that should be sufficient enough for people to come and donate blood. But COVID-19 has always been used as an excuse for some people not to do what they're supposed to do. So I would say that yes, it has affected a lot of donors wanting to come to donate. Okay. But those who are willing really and have a heart for it would not really care about that situation and will come on board to donate blood.
All right, so you mentioned those who are willing and who have a heart for it. I've heard some people complain and give several reasons for choosing not to donate. And one of those reasons includes that they probably lost a loved one despite their good deeds of donating blood, and the individual is in need of blood, and one thing led to the other, and they just lost, you know, that life. What advice would you have for people like that to keep the drive going?
What advice do I have for people who?
People who, for instance, would tell you they wouldn't donate blood because despite the fact that they've donated over time, they have a loved one who needed blood but couldn't get it as and when due.
Okay, I'm not sure I picked that question, but I think I would just always advise that if we put ourselves in a situation when we realize that blood is only going to be gotten from another individual. We cannot take the blood of an animal. It has to be the blood of another human being. So if we realize that we as humans need each other, it really doesn't matter what the situation is or the challenges facing why we don't want to donate blood. We just need to think about the life of that individual that we're trying to help or we're trying to save. Some people also say that, you know, I really don't even know who this individual is. He's not my brother, he's not my sister. But the truth of the matter is that sometimes you might not be the blood type of your sister or your brother, and you would need another individual who is not a family member to donate blood to you. So I tend to say to everyone that your true blood sister or your true blood brother is really someone who has the same blood type as you do have, and not necessarily someone that you were born from the same family. So if we can just look at blood donation from the point of humanity and the fact that there's no other alternative except another human's blood, then we would give ourselves as blood donors to help save someone else's life, especially in a situation where they really, really need it. And most times when there's a blood transfusion that's needed, it is an emergency.
All right, but do you consider that in Nigeria we're doing enough to get people to donate blood and to make this blood available?
Okay, so I would say personally that I feel like a lot of Nigerians have questions. A lot of Nigerians, they have questions regarding the process. And if we don't give them the right answers, we're just going to keep going over and over again and saying, please donate blood, please donate blood. But people are saying these are the reasons why I don't want to donate blood. So how are we addressing these challenges or addressing these problems? So for example, I would say that one of the things that we keep hearing every time is people saying that why should I donate blood freely and then the blood is going to be sold? So it means that people don't really understand the aspect of the fact that when you want to have access to screened blood, it is going to cost something. That you gave the blood willingly or freely doesn't mean that it's going to be transfused directly to another individual. There are different tests that are run, and it's, of course, is going to be preserved in the banks, and there are costs attached to it. So I feel that some Nigerians do not even understand that process. So that's on one hand. Then we also have certain hospitals who may have passed certain policies that right now is affecting blood donors from donating, and I give you one. So it's like you go to a hospital and you donate blood maybe to a loved one because of a potential surgery that is supposed to happen. Now let's say that surgery didn't take place and your loved one did not use that blood. Now what happens is that the hospital clearly still keeps that blood because there's another individual that would need that blood. So now this person who has donated is now saying, well, if you didn't use my blood, then you should refund me back the money or refund my blood back to me. I don't know how you're going to give that blood back, but so people use that. And the hospitals need to explain to these individuals that, yes, we're taking this blood for this person, but just in case this person doesn't need it, we would like to give it to another person and probably maybe get them to sign something or just willingly allow that process to take place.
Okay,
and
so
that would help.
Okay, so a whole lot of enlightenment, education, information have to go into it, so people know how blood donation actually happens. Thank you very much for joining us, founder, Jella Development Initiative, Angela Ochubayi. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7.
Thank you.